As a finance professional in a disrupted business landscape, what does it take to be in demand? What does it take to attract great paying international roles? If you're an ICANN member, it'll just take one exam. That's all it takes to complete the globally recognized SEMA professional qualification and the internationally respected CGMA designation. As a SEMA member and a CGMA designation holder, employers will look at you as a finance professional, constantly acquiring new skills to add value to the business. That's why they'll be willing to pay premium to hire and retain you. If you have 5 years of relevant experience and are an ICANN member, you can directly sit for the final exam of the SEMA Professional Qualification, the Strategic Case Study exam. Start studying the SEMA Professional Qualification. Prepare to make an impact.
Good evening, our professional colleagues, friends, and students of ICANN. I want to welcome you to another episode of ICANN on Air today, our great platform for learning, powered by your institute, my institute, our institute, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, and myself, Tosin Akinwumi, and Fumi Olaniyi will have your host for today. Fumi, you're welcome. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Thank you, Tosti. Good evening, and it's good to see you again. I guess we saw each other last week or over the weekend, and it was
Sure.
on a good note. I mean, it's always progress for the Institute. So I'll say thank you very much again for being here. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we're very happy to have you here again on ICANN on Air. Every 6 p.m. Thursday, please make it a duty to call your friends, call everyone that you know to join the program because it's always very informative right here on ICANN on Air.
And that's correct. That's correct. But let me start from the weekend where we met and what exactly happened over the weekend, like you actually mentioned. So over the weekend, we have not less than 1,000 conferees, new fellow members of our institute. Wow. That's a good one. And that's on the note of the 22nd fellowship conferment. We want to say once again that congratulations to all these FCAs. We pray for you and we wish you open doors in your endeavors.
Yes, all we can say is congratulations. I know you are the envy of all because you've attained the heights in which the accounting profession has actually provided for you. So congratulations, and I hope that certificate will open more doors for you than you currently have. So we want to just implore you, like we said on Saturday, that you should always make it a point of duty to participate in district activities and always be the flag bearer of the ICANN brand. So please don't disappoint us. We count on you to give the best for ICANN.
Exactly. We count on you. Do not disappoint us. As that even as you have become senior members of the institute, as at now you can't afford to sit at the back and make criticisms. No, this is your institute. So come up with relevant information, come up with suggestions, and let us together build this institute. It is our institute, and together we must continue to make it a good brand. So once again, we say congratulations. Fumi, let's quickly go on a short break. Then we can come back and tell our viewers today what exactly are we expecting in this episode. Shall we?
Okay, we'll be right back after the break.
Okay.
As a finance professional in a disrupted business landscape, what does it take to be in demand? What does it take to attract great paying international roles? If you're an ICANN member, it'll just take one exam. That's all it takes to complete the globally recognized SEMA professional qualification and the internationally respected CGMA designation. As a SEMA member and a CGMA designation holder, employers will look at you as a finance professional, constantly acquiring new skills to add value to the business. That's why they'll be willing to pay premium to hire and retain you. If you have 5 years of relevant experience and are an ICANN member, you can directly sit for the final exam of the SEMA Professional Qualification, the Strategic Case Study Exam. Start studying the SEMA Professional Qualification. Prepare to make an impact.
You're welcome back. It's still Icon and Air on Thursday. Today is the 21st day of December 2023. Tosi, I smell Christmas. I smell holiday. I smell the chicken. I smell all the goodies that comes with the holiday. So we wish you all a great celebration. But right here, Tosin will take us to the next line of the program. What are we discussing today? What do we have for our people?
Okay, Fumi, that Christmas you mentioned will come back there anyway, but let's quickly tell our people what we were discussing today. Foremost, we should be discussing the topic security consciousness during the Yuletide. And our guest, as expected for the show, is the Lagos State Commissioner of Police. But we want to apologize that our guest would not be able to be on the show today due to an unforeseen emergency. So we want to apologize to all our viewers today that we would not be able to have our guest and discuss this topic for today. But we are promising you that in the near future, certainly we'll come back with this topic, security consciousness, and we will certainly discuss. But however, that is not to say that we do not have anything for you today. We certainly have things we will discuss, but we need to apologize because we have prepared your mind. And we also know that you are here to listen with rapt attention to hear from the Commissioner of Police of Lagos State. But he has sent us and given his apology that he would not be able to make it down today due to an unforeseen contingency. But however, we have things to discuss with you. Now, Fumi, like you mentioned, yes, Christmas is few days from now. And I'm certain that as accountants, our people are already preparing, getting things ready. Of course, even said you're already smelling chicken and all of that. So, and that's part of the preparations. So, but however, Christmas comes in, then we go into the new year. Then once we get into the new year, that's January, then we start hearing people telling you, January is 44 days or 55 days, or that it's a very long time and the month is not coming to an end quickly and all of that. Why do people say so? What exactly makes January a different month? Let me hear from you.
Okay, perhaps every one of us, we've all been victims of this circumstance. And it's unfortunate because, the Christmas period comes with requests from families, from friends. And, at the beginning of the year, a lot of accountants, even non-accountants, always come up with their budgets. And sometimes they don't factor in some of these unforeseen requests. So I need to tell you today that we need to be conscious of our spendings because January is always a longer month than every other month. So we need to be very conscious of our spendings. We need to be conscious of the things that we buy at home, the things that we give out. We need to, not because we're accountant, but of course you need to always work with a budget so you don't have an overspending and then later in the beginning of the year you tend to get a loan or hustle for loans, which is not ideally of an accountant. So please let us be conscious of what we spend. So we say the new year, the money saving challenge. A lot of us go through the financial goals. We always write our goals at the beginning of the year. And then at the end of the year or towards the end of the year, you realize that everything that you've saved up for is all gone. So please let us be conscious of what we spend. We're not saying you shouldn't give out. Definitely Christmas is the time to give out. But of course, you have to be conscious of what you give out and Christmas is actually an expensive time of the year. I can tell you for a fact. And when January rolls around, your accounts might be looking as bleak as the weather, as bleak as the weather. You may not just know where the money is going, but it's just the perfect time now for you to save against those raining days. So that's my advice to you. We're all victims, but of course, we need to be conscious of what is ahead of us.
That's a very good advice for me, I would say. But name that could hold none a bet. What you don't have, you cannot even give. So, in terms of giving in this period, you can only give what you have. So, and like I would say personally, I don't even believe January is more than 31 days because it's actually 31 days. So, when you talk about the month is longer than other months, it's only because accountants have actually not planned as they are expected to plan, because we're all accountants. I remember we have talked about budgeting and all of that. So if we are talking about corporate budgeting, we should also not forget about personal budgeting in terms of preparing for this period, preparing for all kinds of expenses that could happen now, and not to overdo, the word overdo. So you don't overdo such that you are now embarrassed in the month, and by third or fourth of the month, of January, the whole thing is looking as if you should quickly rush to a microfinance and get something as 32% or thereabout. So that will be killing. So please, like Sumi has advised, I also want to add to that advice. Let's be careful in terms of spending. Let's spend wisely, and let's know that this period we should do all we need to do and celebrate carefully. And that's a good one, yeah. So for me, we'll come back to Christmas because certainly this is the period. And like I said, we just have a few more days to it. But even while we are looking at Christmas, just few days from now, you can imagine what happened. ICANN results came out.
Yes.
The results came out.
Yes, I mean, it's always a smiley period for some people, and of course, it's a time for other people to watch the space and be hopeful for tomorrow or for the next examination. At least from our own end, we'll say congratulations to those that passed the examination and those that are already accountants from the results seen. We saw a lot of people pass the examinations. So, whenever we are at the induction ceremony, we always tell people that it's not like ICANN has a number of people that they have had in mind to pass for a particular session, So we'll say congratulations to everyone that burnt the candle and that was able to come out with all the flying colors. And we look forward to your induction ceremony. You did so well. And so to those that are yet to pass, or you have one or two papers to take, we'll say, don't worry, just keep on keeping on. You will get there. We all we face those, not really challenges, of course, areas of improvement at one point in time. So we'll say, don't worry, we are with you in prayers. And also, if you want us to read with you, why not? We'll read with you. But we'll say, don't worry, you'll get there and you will all be chatted someday, somehow.
Certainly. I agree with you, Fumi. For those who couldn't make it, don't go out with any rumor of sort that says, yes, they already have those they want to pass. There is nothing like that in the examination of the institute. In fact, one of the major areas that confirms the integrity of the institute is in the area of our examinations. It has been confirmed, it has been affirmed by various scholars that ICANN exams is one that you cannot joke with. The integrity is there at any point in time. So if for any reason you couldn't pass, I think what you should just do is to dust your papers, go out back to the classroom and go and see how to do that better. Go out to see how you could read better, how to concentrate better, and all of that. And certainly you would be there one day. So I want to encourage you, if for any reason you couldn't pick up some papers, 1, 2, 3, or thereabout, that is not the end of life. It is not over until it is over. So you need to quickly just dust yourself and go back to the classroom. May is almost here, and that's the issue. So many students do not even get reading until the exams is close, very close to a few weeks or thereabouts. No, since you couldn't make it for any reason now, so go back to the classroom now and start preparing towards May. We have just few months, then May we are there, and exams comes back knocking at your door. And for those who have made it, like Fumi said, we want to congratulate you. We want to welcome you. We look forward to welcome you to the Institute during the induction program. Well done, well done, well done.
Well done.
Yeah, that's a good one. Fumi, let's quickly go and we can see some of our viewers and some of our fans already joining us on this show. Let's quickly acknowledge them before we go on a short break and we'll come back for the next thing. So Fumi, over to you. Let's quickly acknowledge some of our people that have joined us on this show today.
So yes, we'll say thank you so much for joining the program today. Ebuka Moses, we'll see you. Ismail Sulaiman, Agbola Temitokwe, I would say as usual, Tosi. Agbola Temitokwe, we always recognize you on the program. And also we see a lot of our guests that are new. I see Omuma Enes is always been on the program, and we'll say thank you very much for not missing out on this program every week. So Obikpeyin, Omotola, we say thank you very much for joining. Lilian Imbonu, and I see Shoshanlu Olusoji, Moses Taiwo, thank you very much. And I see comments already from, I don't know if Tosi wants us to take the comments already, or when we come back from the break, we'll definitely take up all of your comments. But, you know, particularly for Fagbola Tebitokwe, is just trying to say, in order not to be financially embarrassed in January, the longest month in the year, he said, incorporate all relevant costs of January to December, the most merry month of the year, and have little reserve for January in December if possible. Tosi, is that your advice?
Okay, that's the advice of Fagbola Tebitokwe anyway. I can only contribute to and do not appear to own his advice. That's his own advice, but I can either support whatever he must have said, and that's a good one anyway, and I will agree with him.
Yes. Thank you so much. John Mackey, we see you, and he's streaming from Lagos. John Ode is streaming from Nasarawa. We say thank you very much for being here. We truly value you. Without you, there will be no icon on air. I mean, Tosi and I cannot be talking to ourselves. We are very excited that you're always here to encourage us, and definitely we are one family, Icon family, and we can always make each other better. So perhaps we can always mention how you can learn to spend well during the Yuletide season. You know, Tosi, we are not, sometimes, you know, even when you're trying to get a spouse, they say, oh, accountants are stingy. Is that the real thing, Tosi? Do you agree that accountants are stingy?
Not at all. It's only because we are disciplined in terms of finance and all of that. So for me, something comes to mind. So in the month of December, you have some what I could call benefits in kinds and all of that. No, in December we have the 13th month. We have the 13th month. We have maybe the December bonus for those who enjoy some share of profit or something, or performance bonus. Possibly it comes in December. So when all of those things come together, you don't just say, "Oh, I've gotten the money and it's time to quickly wallow it the same way it has come." So accountants would not just get all of those things and go. So we still want to plan, and it's because of that discipline we have with finances. That's why many people will say we are stingy. So I will say we are not.
Yes, we are not stingy. We just try to understand the spending magic, and you need to align with that, because Tosi, I was discussing with someone yesterday, and he said, "Oh, this thing is not available in the markets again." I said, "How could you say chicken is not available in the markets?" So I mean, we just pray for the best for Nigeria, but of course, you know that the inflation rate has gone up, and we can only hope that you would invest properly so that you can reap the benefit of whatever it is that people are saying is wrong with the system. You know, when you say the food items have gone up, yes, you must be able to have a proper budget so that you can accommodate everything and everyone that you typically always give this little bit of gifts too. So the food prices may have gone up, but of course, if you are able to spend well, you'll be able to get the ones with a discount. And you know how these things work. You have the right
Exactly.
customers that you buy from and the right vendors, and then you make good with what you have, despite the gains or the policies or whatever has been put in place by the administrators. I believe that some people are smiling to the bank because they have been invested so well and they are reaping the benefits of such investment. So please learn to save and learn to invest. Investment is very vital. There are lots of things you can invest in. We are not here today to tell you how you can invest, but of course you have investment bankers, you have people that can advise you when you reach out to them. It doesn't matter how much you have, just learn to speak to someone that has the expertise to talk to you about certain things. And some other things can lead to higher cost of living, but of course, if you have a good spending habits or your expenses are not over bloated, you'll be able to manage all of the things that you have in plan in your minds to do. So even if we talk about the small businesses, a lot of them are smiling to the bank. So just learn to do the right thing so that you're not seen to be overdoing it at this point in time, and then in the future you're sweating it out by reaching out to people to give you loans and even to augment some things for you. So as accountant, you need to do the right thing so that at least you will smile and people say, oh, you're smarter than the rest of them. So planning and budgeting may be difficult, but definitely you need to do it right, and you will definitely progress in whatever you have going to do.
For me, I cannot but agree with you totally. I cannot but agree with you totally on all you have said. So, like I just mentioned, for somebody who has gotten a 13th month, who has gotten a bonus, who has gotten a performance bonus and all of that, imagine that person going to put all of that in his savings account. At what? At what percent is a savings account given to you? But there are investments that you can put this, and this gives you a double-digit interest yield and all of that. So I think I agree totally with you about accountants knowing where to place their money and all they need to do in order to
And
gain.
Tosi, I don't know if this affects you too, but there's sometimes you just leave the money in your accounts. You just continue to see the debit alert. You don't know where this money is going to. But if you have just lump sum, you've received the salary or you're preempted, okay, the salary is coming this week or next week. Just try as much as possible to have a benchmark of what should be retained in your account. If not, it will go with something or it will just be swallowed by something else that you never planned. So please always maintain a minimum balance that you know that can be the petty cash that you need. If you don't need it, don't put it in your savings accounts. Accountants are wiser. So please play wise with the funds that you have in your accounts.
Otherwise, urgent 2K will keep coming. Urgent 2K will keep coming, and before you know it, it's all over. Quick one. So I think we can quickly go on the break, and when we come back, we'll continue with the program. Don't go away. We will be right back.
As a finance professional in a disrupted business landscape, what does it take to be in demand? What does it take to attract great paying international roles? If you're an ICANN member, it'll just take one exam. That's all it takes to complete the globally recognized CIMA professional qualification and the internationally respected CGMA designation. As a CIMA member and a CGMA designation holder, employers will look at you as a finance professional, constantly acquiring new skills to add value to the business. That's why they'll be willing to pay premium to hire and retain you. If you have 5 years of relevant experience and are an ICANN member, you can directly sit for the final exam of the CIMA Professional Qualification, the Strategic Case Study exam. Start studying the CIMA Professional Qualification. Prepare to make an impact.
If you are just joining us, you are welcome to ICANN on Air, the second to the last episode for the year. And here with me, Fumi Olani, we are discussing various topical issues that will be of interest to you. Of course, we have earlier apologized that we couldn't come up and discuss the expected topic for the day, security consciousness during the Yuletide, because our guests couldn't make the show today due to an unforeseen contingency. However, we've been putting some things together on the show today. And certainly, I believe that those things we've been discussing are of great help to you. Fumi, let's say a few things about security issues, even though we are not experts in the area of security. Now, this is the Yuletide period, and of course, some will travel, some will go for lots of fun fair activities, relaxation, and all of that. What would you even say should be your own advice to people in terms of being security conscious during this period, if I would ask?
Okay, so I mean, we are not security experts, so every caveat, we are giving the caveat here. But of course, we've experienced Nigeria, we've experienced the world in totality, because I know some people will be traveling for the Yuletide season. So one thing that we'll always tell people to do is to be conscious of their environment, whether you trust the person or not. Be sensitive, be security conscious, and ensure that you are guarded. So if you're going anywhere, make sure a trusted person knows where you're going to. Make sure you drop the phone number of the person you're going to meet, especially when children, even as adults, you must be conscious. We see all of these things on social media, how people can disappear, how people are kidnapped, how people face accidents and all of that. So one thing that is sure is please be security conscious. Make sure you inform someone about where you're going to. And if you have to tap into an outside, if you have to stay in an outside apartment, make sure you check around. And, there was a time I saw on social media where you can equally stay in an hotel and there's another door where someone else can barge in and do all sorts of things. So please be security conscious. Put on your your consciousness of here, so that you can see even the tiniest or hear the tiniest of the information that comes around you. And also, we know there are a lot of hoodlums around. It's not peculiar with Nigeria, it's everywhere. But you need to, if you have to give gifts to those around you, whether you think they're sane or insane, just try to do that, so that, because you don't know who you're drawing closer to you by even sharing the love around, whether you think that they cause security threats to you or not. If you can do that, very much, I would advise that you do that. Always try to avoid constructive breaking into your house. Anyone breaking into your house, get your security people to be at alert, because this time around, people just want to get everything that they need to get so they can have a Merry Christmas or a Merry New Year, a Happy New Year. So at every time, ensure that your door is locked, and ensure that people walking around you, they go out for holidays, because you don't really need everyone around you during this Yuletide season. Spend it with families and friends, and make sure that you don't attract things around you. Even when you're driving in traffic, don't put things that can attract people around you. Your phones, keep them in safe places. Your bags, put them in the trunk of the car. Make sure that you're sensitive to everything. Pay attention to everything around you. Pay attention to even things that are not secure, that will not cause security threats around you. And we always advise you to have the phone numbers of security men around you, especially the police that stays around you, or the ones that you find their offices around you. Be friends with them, so that even if you hear something that is strange, you can call them, you can make calls to them, you can even send them a text, and they'll be there for you at the slightest of the time, or at the minimum time required. So stop displaying your valuables in conspicuous places. Make sure, even in your houses, some of them will be blasting music. You're blasting music, yet the one that is walking on the streets does not even have the food to eat. So please don't show so much affluence around people, because you don't know what anyone nurtures in their mind. So keep your things in valuable places, and don't put them in transparent bags or even in the cars where people can peep and see, and it can trigger a lot of things. So I'm not going to talk too much about that. I'm just going to say, just be conscious of your environment, and I pray and I hope that everything will go on fine with you. Even when you have your cars, just wind up, even if the AC is not working, toasty. Please try to wind up when you're in traffic, because you don't know the minds of anyone that walks around you. We don't want to be victims of circumstance. That's my bit to say.
Fumi, if I had not known you well, I would have thought that you studied criminology, because I only asked the question thinking you would just say one or two things. Here you are, you've given me more than 10 points. Are you sure you are not the one the guest actually sent to this program?
Perhaps I'm speaking as a police officer. Maybe I should get one. I should get a tag that says I am one.
Of course, you can as well do. But those your points are actually good, and the points that our people should actually know during this period, as you have actually mentioned. If I could add to the ones you have given, although I didn't study criminology like you, I would say people should also not travel at night. So wherever you are going, please try and travel during the day. Check your car before leaving. Check all the different parts of your car, the tire, all those things, the water. I think you should check first to ensure your car is in good condition before going into drive. Don't drive at night. Don't travel at night. Of course, if anything happens during the day, everyone can still see one another. Then we can quickly call for help. But traveling at night would help no one. That's the first one I would say. Second one, try as much as possible not to buy things in traffic. It has its own demerits. So winding down, like Fumi mentioned, to your louvers down to say, please bring me granite or bring me this one, has its own demerit, and we should be very careful during this season in particular, because of course we all know the economy appears tough, and there are various people in the streets there waiting for you to just take opportunity. Then I will also add too. So you see, this period, people go to beach. They go to different beach to enjoy them. If you cannot swim, if you know you cannot swim, it is not compulsory you must jump into that whatever. No, you don't just say because I need to catch phone, and you are so certain that you cannot swim, and I know even you, so you need help. Ensure you do. If you want to swim for whatever, take the necessary gadgets that you will need. Get the support. Don't just go and jump into this stream and say, I just want to enjoy myself, before you know you are down there. So all of these things, I think you should go ahead and take note of them, just like Fumi has mentioned, and the little I've contributed. So let us be security conscious during this period. It is very necessary for us to do.
In fact, Tosi, I mean, while you were talking, I just remembered that during the Christmas season, because last year I was in Nigeria for Christmas, and you would experience traffic because a lot of people are partying somewhere. Some people are in the club, some people are just there to block the roads. So there's likelihood for traffic to increase during the season. So please be conscious not to go home late or not to travel late, even within Lagos State or within the states that you reside. For example, I'm just speaking because I'm within Lagos State. Some people drink while they drive, so please don't drink when you drive, and don't drive when you drink. So watch the speed and observe the road signals, because it's not everyone that even understands the road signal. Because I mean, I'm just saying it because we've experienced a lot of recklessness of drivers around during the Yuletide season. So be moderate in whatever you wear. Don't be flamboyant in your attire, even in the jewelries that you wear. It may attract a lot of people. Just be security conscious and put on decent attires or different wears so that you're not attracting people. And let the security people, this police, whatever they are, the military men, let them be your friend. Just deal with them in a friendly way. If you don't have their contact, you can have it. Talk to somebody that has their phone numbers. And I believe that even on social media, they talk about the contact details of all the security men or the police officers or the uniform men, so that they are there to protect us at every point in time. And if you see strangers, please avoid them. I would not say avoid totally, but of course, when you're walking on the street and a stranger accosts you, or, try to find a way to get the attention of people that can shield you or shelter you, and you not be a victim. Tosi, just few months ago, my cousin just went outside the house, and he was supposed to just get to the junction and wanted to go to one of the telecoms companies to get his phone secured. He just came into the country, and the next thing he came home without anything. And I said, "What happened?" He said, "Somebody just spoke to me at the bus stop, and the next thing I didn't know where I was again, and I was all gone." So please just be careful who you talk to on the road. Be careful of the people that you deal with, because you don't know who is who. You only see the external, you don't see the internal of these people. Just our word of advice to you, and be vigilant. Even in your neighborhood, be vigilant. Be your brother's keeper. Talk to people let them just try to understand what people are facing. But also, there's something that people are not conscious of, especially during this Christmas season. I don't know if you want me to delve into it. It's just about people. Yeah, people being depressed. You don't know the mental state of anyone around you. So even if you're blasting the music, be conscious that somebody may just not be happy, and the music may irritate them. They can want to come out with a fuss or come out with being violent. So please just ensure that your home is safe and you're not inconveniencing someone else, especially when you know the vicinity where you reside. You must be careful that you're not inconveniencing someone with the noise, with the voice, even with the cooking, with the smoke. People smelling the delicious meal from their homes. Just be conscious that you're not getting into someone else's space. Yeah, I mean, just to mention a few of that.
Okay, you are just consolidating my words that you have studied criminology without me knowing anyway. But that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, for me, I think with high time we'll now let our viewers to know what would happen next week regarding ICANN on Air. So we have run so far, including today's episode, we have run 51 weeks of ICANN on Air non-stop in 2023. Next week will be the 52nd edition. Now, what's our plan for our viewers next week? What we are planning for next week is actually what we'll call feedbacks and way forward. So we have brought in eminent personalities, subject experts, professionals, and they have discussed with you various topics ranging from accounting, audit and assurance, taxation, on soft skills, HR, medical, and all of that. So we have had that for 51 weeks. Now we are looking at an avenue of having your feedback. How do you see those topics? How do you see these guys? What's your feedback? So we want to have your feedback for next week. What's your thoughts on the programs we have held in 2023, and how can ICANN on Air be made better? What do you think we can do better? What do you think we can do differently? So next week, that will be our program for next week. So try as much as possible to be part of that show and to contribute. We are just, if only you can call in next week, we would even want to go that way, that we want our members to even dial in and tell us what they feel. But if for any whatever our resources would not allow you to dial in, then you share your thoughts on your comment section. Tell us how you have felt about the programs and how do you think we can do better. Fumi, what do you have to say?
Yes. I'll say that we always need you to tell us these things, because it's brighter. The grass is always brighter from the far. But we need you to give us the feedback so we can make 2024 program the one that you want. So if there's something else that we need to do right, please inform us. Send a comment. Send hi to Uncle Willie. And we will get the feedback. Also reach out to us. Send any feedback to us through any one, and we'll definitely get the feedback. Of course, we are very accessible. Tosi and I are very accessible to you. So another thing I need to let the people know is about the Lagos Countdown 2024. So the governor of Lagos State, I'm not trying to blow his trumpet, but of course we see these things and the other states emulate things like this. It's progressive. So the Greater Lagos Fiesta, it's actually a 3-day of non-stop excitement from December 29th, 2023 to the 1st of January, 2024. So we use this time to actually enjoy the Yuletide season, and also to enjoy ourselves, and also to marry with one another. You may not just have seen someone since the beginning of that year, and the end of the year you meet each other, you marry, you have good fun, exciting fun, things that can help us increase our adrenaline in a positive way. And also I would like to also mention that we want to say thank you to the Nigerian security agencies for the collaborations that they're having with the institutes. Thank you very much. Without you, I don't think I can just walk into my car anyhow, walk on the road anyhow, go to the market anyhow. But because we see you around, we see the efforts that you make to make security and also our belongings safe, and even ourselves safe. We say thank you to you, because you deserve all the accolade. We may not be saying it every day, but of course we appreciate you, and we say thank you very much for making us safe and sound.
Yeah.
All right,
Yes. Let me also, that reminds me, even as we, some of us have already taken break in our place of work. You hear we've closed for the year. Even those who are not closing for the year will certainly take the festive breaks. But do you know that the security agencies don't go on breaks?
Yeah.
They work on Christmas
Unfortunately.
Day. They work on New Year Day. They do not go on break. So when you say we have closed for the year, we have taken a break, we have been given holiday, they don't go on break. So at least we should appreciate them for this sacrifice they are doing for their beloved country. So I'm only concentrating your point that they also deserve our support and encouragement at this particular time. Thank you very much for the good work you are doing.
Thank you very much. So,
Yeah.
Tosi, we have some comments
Okay.
from
Let's
my
take them.
guests.
Let's take them.
All right, so Fagbala Temitokwadini is saying environmental scanning and scouting is key for effective security measures when you are in a new environment too. Yes, that's very vital. If you're moving houses or you're traveling for the festive season, be conscious of your environment. New environments, you must study them. You must let someone that is within the environment or is that knows the environment very well to tell you what you need to do and what you need to know before you jump the gun. So don't act like you are James Bond. Please just be conscious of your environment at all times.
That's a good one from Fagbola. Any other comments that we also have from her people? So we could take them together.
Okay, so yes, I see comments from Fagbola still. He said January is the longest month of the year because December impacted negatively on January due to overspending and unbudgeted expenditures in December. Yeah, vital point. Thank you very much. And Ebuka Moses is saying, good evening. Thanks, Tosi and Fumi. Christmas spendings should be planned. Adegoke Ebuka, thank you very much for saying that, FCA. Someone else, Omuma NS, says, good evening, PCs. Omuma NS is saying, I'm live today on Icon on Air. It's always a delight to be part of another important discourse. Thank you very much. We are very happy that you're here, and we can't really do without you.
Yeah. Okay. Do you still have more comments from me?
Okay, I guess we do not have other comments apart from everyone just saying be security conscious. So people can also say security awareness is key. Joshua Ariyo, thank you very much for joining from Ipaja. Bidemi Olurombi Akipelu, thank you very much for joining. John Ode, we see you. We say thank you very much. Modupe Oyeyemi, thank you so much for joining in from Ibadan. We see you and we appreciate you. I guess that's about the comments that we have in our comment box.
Okay, thank you very much for me. So let's go on the announcement and take some relevant announcements we have for our members and friends of the Institute today. Of course, by now, I'm sure we are all aware that the ICANN Secretariat has closed in terms of the physical work, but however, they are still offering virtual skeletal services. So if you need anything to do with the Institute, please go ahead and send a mail to those email addresses that have earlier been shared with you, whichever department you want something for, the membership department, professional practice, any of those departments you have something to do, you will certainly get your response. Only the fact that the building has been officially closed in terms of the staff not being there physically. But however, the service can still be rendered to you virtually. So go ahead and send mails to those email addresses.
Okay, so from March 2024, the ASWAR examination date is the Tuesday, 26th of March to March 27, 2024. If you have not registered, please do register now. It's the accounting technician examination. Please register as soon as possible. The exam is knocking, and we want you to come on in flying colors. So please register now.
Okay. Also, we've also been telling you that the ICANN building in Amuwo Dofin is available for rental for all members of the Institute and also friends of the Institute. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and Call us today. It's a beautiful facility. And for being members, of course, we'll give you not less than 15% discount for you to enjoy this facility. Not less than 4,000 capacity that all can contain. So go ahead, dial the number today and reach out to us. The all is available for your use. And it's a good one, of course, you know.
Yes, and you agree with me that Icon on Air is the platform where you can advertise your wares or whatever it is that you sell. It may be goods and services. Please bring them up to Icon on Air, and we'll be very happy to collaborate with you. Partnership is what makes us grow. So please partner with the Institute on this platform. We have the viewership that you want. We have hundreds and thousands of viewers every week. So please reach out to anyone of the secretariat or anyone in the institute or through our portal and let us know if you want any slot on Icon on Air. We're quite cheap to see, aren't we?
Of course we are.
Very
affordable.
affordable.
You can even reach out to the anchors too. We'll certainly get back to the secretariat on your behalf. So you can't but partner with this program. It is a lofty program. It's an educative program. It's an inspiring program. Bring your wares, like Fumi has mentioned, your services. What do you do? Are you into service? Are you into goods and service? So bring them together. It's so cheap. Let's partner with you and let's go ahead and announce your wares.
So, we need to tell everyone to be conscious of what they eat because we don't want you bloating out and in January you're running back to the gym. So please be conscious of your wealth. Health is wealth. So whatever you eat, just be conscious and know that January is knocking and then you'll be struggling with your wares again. You say, oh, this clothes does not fit again. So please, we know it's the time to eat, to wine and dine, but please let us be conscious so we don't throw ourselves into or under the bus by the time we see ourselves in January.
Okay, Fumi, maybe your advice is for those who are watching their weight anyway. That advice may not be for everybody.
Well, I'm sticking to us. So we are both guilty of this. So please, let's be conscious of what we put out there because this body, it just takes in everything and it reflects.
Exactly. Then for me, that takes me to something. So I see I can social media handles. I post on the social media handles ranging from Facebook to Twitter, which X, to LinkedIn, to Instagram. And all I see after 3 hours is 20 likes, 15 likes. And I'm like, we have not less than 60,000 members of this institute, for crying out loud. And the only thing is that they are not following us on these handles. So we leave our institute and we are following some other people. You have an artist you are following. You have this one you are following. Follow your institute social media. It costs you nothing. Our YouTube channel is there. Go ahead and follow us there. Like, share. So I'm always wondering when I see after 1 hour, 2 hours of the post, 20 likes, and I'm like, no, this shouldn't be. So I have this word for you today. Please go, if as you are listening to me now, go ahead, go to all those platforms, go and follow us, go and like us. It is your institute, for crying out loud. Or what do you think, Fumi?
Yes, they say prophet is not recognized in his own, but of course, we know that you recognize the Institute and you recognize Icon on Air and also every program that comes to you through the Institute. So please continue to follow. The more the followers, then the more we're encouraged to do much more for you. We're here to serve you, and we can only serve you better when you know that you keep following us and you keep thumbing up for the things that you need us to do or the things that we have done right, and also encourage us on the things that you think we have not done well. So Fagolati Bitokwa also is even saying Merry Christmas in advance. Is taking those words from our mouths to say Merry Christmas in advance to the presenters and crew. Jesus is the reason for the season and the reason for the chicken. Let's be moderate in all things. Wow.
Thank you very much, Fagbola. That's a good one. Thank you very much. We really appreciate that. But we cannot but also mention to you again that next week's program will be dedicated to reviews of the 2023 episodes. And also we want to welcome feedbacks from you. How have we fared so far and how much we can do better? We want to hear all this from you. next week. If you have friends that have not been joining ICANN on air, please bring them on. Tell them this is the program that can actually contribute to their knowledge, and we are actually telling you the truth. Bring them in, let them be part of this program. ICANN on air, it's a do without. Fumi, what do you say?
I'll say thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. We appreciate you and we really care about you. Of course, we've been seeing new names on the platform, but please ensure that you tell more people to join the program every Thursday. We're here for you. We go nowhere but stay with you. So please encourage other people to benefit as much as you do from this program every week. I'm happy to belong here, and I'm happy to say have yourself a lovely and wonderful Christmas. And we'll be here We'll be here again next week, Thursday, 6 p.m. to give you another exciting program. This is where you need to belong, and we are encouraged about that. Thank you very much, and we say thank you to all the crews, all the team members of ICANN on Air, to the chairman, to the crew, to everyone, technical advisors, everyone. We say we are happy about you. We're encouraged because you are there for us. Thank you so much for being a good backup. Thank you so much for always encouraging us on the program. I'll say thank you so much, and have yourself a great Christmas.
And that is the show for today. I also want to thank you all for being part of today's show. Till we come your way next week, by God's grace, I am Tosin Akimomi saying thank you for watching today's show, and have a good evening.